Hey guys, now it's time for chapter 8 in this book Cookie by Jacqueline Wilson. We are moving really fast, aren't we? And the story is going really bad with Cookie, her mom, against her dad. So let's see what happened next in this chapter 8. Let's get started right away. Chapter 8. Dad went off to golf again early the next morning. The minute he slammed the front door, Mom jumped out of bed and pattered along the landing. Beauty, are you awake, sweetheart? Hey, can I come and have a cuddle with you this time? No, Mom, don't come in. I said, why? Why not? What is it? Said Mom, opening my bedroom door. Are you still sleepy? Do you want to snuggle down by yourself? Yes, no, oh Mom, I wailed. Mom came right into my room and switched onto the light. I looked desperately at the mirror, wondering if it could have magically mended itself during the night. The crack looked uglier than ever. Mom had jerked when she saw it, her hand going over her mouth. Oh lordy, a broken mirror. 7 years bad luck. However did it happen? Don't be cross, Mom, I begged. Don't be nuts. I would never be cross with you, said Mom. Come over to my bed. She put her arm around me and hugged me tight. What did you do? Did you knock against it somehow? Don't worry. I know it was an accident. No, it wasn't, Mom. I did it deliberately, I said in a very small voice. Deliberately? Mom echoed, astonished. I threw my hairbrush at it, at me, my reflection. I said, oh dear, said Mom, and she started crying. I'm so sorry, Mom. I'll pay for it out of my pocket money, I said. Please don't cry. I'm crying because your dad was such a pig to you, making you so unhappy. He was talking stupid rubbish, sweetheart. You're lovely. When your hair's natural, it's so soft and shiny. You've got beautiful eyes, rosy cheeks, gorgeous smooth skin. Don't you dare let him put you down, Beauty. He puts you down. Yes, I know. Well, I'm gonna try and stand up to him more. I know he's dead worried about his work, but that doesn't mean he can just be hateful and take it out on us, said Mom. She looked at the mirror, running her finger down a long crack. Could we mend it somehow? I asked. Don't be daft, said Mom. So what are we going to do? Simple. We'll buy another one and we'll sneak this broken one out to the dump. But they cost hundreds of pounds, Mom. You know they do. I've got £7 left out of my pocket money after buying Rana's birthday present. I'll buy the new mirror, silly. But you haven't got any money at all, Mom. Dad didn't want Mom to go out to work at all. Not even at Happy Homes. He said her job was to make our home a happy one. He didn't give her an allowance out of his money. She had to ask for everything. Dad didn't even let her have her own credit card. Mom was nibbling at one of her nails, thinking about it. I'll sell some stuff. Sell my rings or maybe a necklace. But that's not fair for you, Mom. It was me that broke the mirror, not you. Shall I sell some of my jewelry? It had a gold chain with tiny real diamond and a silver bangle and some turquoise head. And a small gold signet ring with my initial on. I don't think your jewelry would fetch much, Beauty. I've got masses of stuff. I've sold 1 or 2 bits to that jeweler near the market before when I've needed to. Oh, Mom, I knew she spent the money on me. Every so often, Mom took me up to London on Saturday to go to art galleries. We never told Dad. He hated art. He said all master paintings were boring religious stuff and all modern art either rubbish and a con. I'm not sure Mom really liked going around all the galleries either. She often yawned and rubbed her back, but she still tottered around gamely in her high heels. She bought me postcards of all my favorite paintings and I pasted them into scrapbooks so that I had my own mini gallery to look at whenever I liked. If I get to be an artist when I grow up, I'm going to treat you to so many different lovely things, Mom. I think artists are supposed to starve in garrets, said Mum. Maybe we're both living on dry biscuits and water. Oh, that reminds me. You fancy doing some baking this morning? Baking? I stared at Mom. Yeah, why not? She said. I thought I would have to go at making cookies. Then you could maybe take them to school to show them around. I was suddenly saw where she was coming from. So they start calling me Cookie. We could try it, eh? Oh, Mom, you're sweet, but... I hesitated. Do you know how to bake cookies? Of course I do, said Mom. Well, it can't be that difficult. Remember that time we made cakes together? I remembered. They weren't proper cakes. They were just made from cake mix packet. And even so, we got them wrong, adding too many eggs because we thought it would make them taste nicer. We put them right at the top of the oven, hoping that it would make them go golden. They didn't do this at all. They burned themselves black. Though the inside were all sloppy and scrambled, we still iced them, and I ate them all up, insisting they were delicious. Maybe this had been a mistake. Had you got a cookie packet mix, Mom? I'm not sure they can do them. We'll just have to make it all from scratch, said Mom. We had breakfast first, spooning down our cornflakes. Then we rolled up our sleeves and got cracking on the cookies. Mom found an old bag of flour at the back of the cupboard. It had been there since I used flour and water peas when I was at nursery school. Mom cracked in an egg, and I stirred in some milk. Then she kneaded and I kneaded. We both got our great lumps of cookie dough and thumped even round on the table until they were lovely smooth balls. Hey, they look good, I said. How shall we roll them out? I didn't have a rolling pin, so Mom improvised with a bottle of wine. We didn't have a cookie cutters either, but Mom twisted the lid of a jar of jam and started cutting around in her flattened dough. I'm going to make mine into people, I said, starting to mold my dough. What, like a gingerbread man? Sort of. But this time, I made a dough woman, carefully cutting a skirt for her, then putting little dough high heels on her pale legs. I broke up pieces of dough and rolled them long, and then with my fingers, I twirled them round and round, creating long curls. I stuck them on the dough woman's head. I found a safety pin and fashioned features on her dough face, two big eyes, a little nose, a cupid's bow mouth, smiling at me. I smiled back as I laid her carefully on a baking tray. I started on another dough person, small and square. I made a dough dress for her and gave her a fancy hairdo. Her eyes went squinty when I scratched them into place. Her nose went blobbly and her mouth turned down. I stared at her, sighing. Then I pulled all her dough ringlets right out and gave her a radical haircut, chopping it tomboy short. It didn't look so bad now. I peeled off her party dress and made her dough dungarees. She looked much better. I rubbed at her mouth and she started smiling. Mom peered over the finished figure on the baking tray. Oh, Beauty, that's so good. Is that me? She came and stood beside me. Who's this? Is it a boy? No, it's you with short hair. You look so cute. I wish I did have short hair. I said, do you think Dad would mind terribly if I had all it cut off? Mom rolled her eyes. Don't even think about it, she said. I put my dough girl beside her. Then I got started on the dough man. Is that Dad? I said, Mom. I didn't answer. I made the body and then rolled the arms and the legs. I made pin marks on the dough shirt to show it was checked and gave his long legs comfy jeans. I spent ages carving his face with my pin to give it the right gentle expression. Of course, it wasn't Dad. I started on a new smaller person, very fat, with 4 little legs. I fashioned long loppy ears. Then I carefully picked her up and set her on and laid her on my man's chest. He grabbed his doughy arms around her, holding her close. My tray was full now. I patted my special pastry people, feeling bad as I put them into the hot oven. I hope it doesn't hurt, I whispered foolishly. I'll try hard not to let you burn. Mom put her tray of plain round cookies above mine, and we shut them in the oven. Trilla, said Mom. Welcome to the world, Cookie Girl. Well, hi there, Cookie Mom, I said. Mom switched on the radio, and we started dancing to the pop music in our pajamas. We didn't disco dance like Sky. This was happy mad dancing, leaping around the room, beating a tattoo on the tabletop, tapping our tunes with the spoon. We sank into our seat, exhausted, when the music stopped. I can smell the cookies, I said. My nose twitched like Lily's. Do you think they're ready yet? We've only just put them in the oven, sweetheart. There'll be ages yet. Come on, let's go and get washed and dressed while we're waiting. I washed and dressed in double quick time, not quite trusting Mom's judgment. I decided to have a little peep in the oven. I just opened the door a tiny crack so as not to let the heat out. I stared, then I opened it wide, peering at the two tray. Mom! I shouted. Oh, Mom, something really awful's happened. Mom came rushing into the kitchen in her underwear. Have you burned yourself? Have you broken something? What is it, Beauty? Look at the cookies, I wailed. Mom's neat cookie had expanded in every direction, joining up so that her baking tray contained one long, flat, misshapen biscuit. My lovely cookie people had expanded too. They were now great grotesque caricatures, like silly little creature monster. They were now great creature. Sam was this bloating, blobby man, all head and a huge stomach, and lovely Lily had blown up into a careful curls for room, into a beach bowl. Little Mom was a great giant. Her hair was ruined. Now she looked as if she had snakes writhing right out of her head. I was the worst. So squat I was completely square. My dungarees inflated into vast overalls. My short haircut making me look like a man, not any old man. I looked a spinning image of my dad. I put on even glove and pulled the baking tray out of the oven. I picked up the me cookie, even though it was red hot, and snapped its stupid head. Hey, stop it, Beauty. Don't burn yourself, and stop spoiling them. They might look a bit weird, but I bet they taste yummy, said Mom. We waited until they cooled down a little, and they nibbled. They didn't taste good at all. They were as flat, as hard, and boring as a cardboard. Oh dear, Mom said. She took the even oven glove and pulverized her own cookie. They're horrible, aren't they? They're so horrible. Your dad's right. I can't cook for Toffee, and said Mom, drooping. Yes, you can, I said, hesitated. Well, maybe you could learn. Use the learning stuff. I was always falling off the class at school, said Mom, thick as a brick. That's me. You're not. You're pretty and witty, I said. Oh, you're so cute and asked you, said Mom. Maybe we need a proper recipe book, I said, strapping the cookie crumbs into the waste bin. I think we need to get all the ingredients right. Maybe this is the wrong sort of flour, and perhaps we left something important. What would make the cookies softer and sweeter? Butter and sugar, said Mom. Okay, I'll look for a recipe book tomorrow. Number 2 on my shopping list. Number 1 will be the new Venetian glass mirror. I quivered. Sorry, forget about it now. Shall we go and watch some telly? Don't we have a Sam and Silly Omnibus edition on a Sunday morning? Mom and I curled up at either end of the sofa. We tucked our feet up closely We were never allowed to do that when Dad was around because he said it marked the sofa cushion. Mom flipped through that Sunday paper while I spun around and round into Sam and Lily world in the rabbit hutch. I seen all 5 programs during the week, and so I could whisper all the right words at the end of all the repeats. There was a special 5 minutes of Sam and Lily on Sunday. "Hey there," said Sam. He was holding Lily. She twitched her nose at me, but she was more interested in something down on the ground. She struggled a little in Sam's arms, not quite sure of herself. "Hey Lily, it's okay. It's a little black cat. Come to say hello. Let me introduce you." Sam bent down so that Lily's face was on a level with the cat's. They regarded each other warily. "Lily, meet Lucky. Lucky, meet Lily." Sam looked out of the television set at me. "And here's my very special friend Beauty. Say meow to her, Lucky." Lucky obediently gave a tiny meow, lifting and licking one small paw. "Oh, Lucky, you're so sweet," I whispered. Lily stared at me reproachfully. "Not quite as sweet as Lily, of course," I said. "Lucky came to live in the house next door. She just popped in to meet her new neighbor," said Sam. "Are you Lucky? Are you going to come and say hello on a daily basis, Lucky?" Lucky gave a dinner nod. "Well, that's just fine and dandy because that means you'll cross our paths. And if a little black cat does that, then we'll have a lucky day. I wish you lived next door to me, Lucky," I whispered. "I need all the luck in the world to counter 7 whole years bad luck." 7 years, said Sam. "That's all the way until you're practically grown up. Whatever have you done to inflict such a curse upon yourself?" I broke my mirror, I confess. "Oh, Beauty, is that all?" said Sam. "Don't worry, you won't really get 7 years bad luck. That's just an old wives' tale." I glanced at Mom, who was deep in a fashion article. "Okay, a young wives' tale," said Sam, "but it's just silly superstition. I think we made our own luck, Beauty." "Well, I'm not very good at it," I said, sighing. "I wish I could come and live in a rabbit hutch with you and Lily and Sam." "We'll love that too," said Sam. "Do you think we're ever met?" Sam looked straight into my eyes. "Yes, we'll meet." "Really? Actually face to face?" "Absolutely. Face to face would be great, or ear to ear in Lily's case." Lily made a little snorty noise as if she was laughing. Then Sam reminded everyone that he loved to see a drawing or a painting of their pet and say goodbye. "Bye, Sam, bye, Lily," I said out loud. "Bye, Sam and Lily," Mom said, turning her page. The television soy said, "Who have we just seen?" "Sam and Lily in the rabbit hutch," Mom and I said, sang together. I stood up. "I think I'll go and do some drawing, Mom," I said. I sat cross-legged on my bed upstairs with my drawing pad and colored pencil. I propped Reginald Redted up beside me, telling him I wanted to draw his portrait. "You can be my pet and then I can send your picture off to Sam in the rabbit hutch," I said. Reginald Redted looked down his snout at me. He seemed offended at the idea that he was my pet. He couldn't pose properly, falling forwards or downwards, flipping backwards, even tumbling head over heels over the edge of the bed onto the carpet. "Okay, don't cooperate then. I won't draw you. I'll draw Nicholas Nimber instead," I said. I divided my page into 4 squares. I drew myself looking at Nicholas on the tray at Ronna's party. I was smiling from ear to ear as I saw his little fairy face. Then in the second square, I drew my hands gently crawling Nicholas. He lounged against my finger, using my thumb as a footrest. He was smiling from ear to ear, too. I drew great splashes of water into the third picture, with poor Nicholas throwing wildly through the waves, mouth wide open, screaming for help. Then I drew the poor drowned Nicholas lying in the old open coffin. paws crossed on his chest with wreath of daisy, and dandelion cross arranged all around him. It was hard getting all four pictures properly balanced. I had to rub out quite a lot, but at last it seems okay. I colored very carefully, not going over a single line, and keeping my pencil stroke as smooth as I could. Mom came to see how I was getting on, and acted like I was an artistic genius. You have to send it to Sam, Beauty, she said. No, Mom, I'm too old, and my picture's too weird, I said, closing my drawing books. You're so artistic, Beauty. Mom hesitated. Shall we show it to Dad when he comes home? No, he will be ever so proud. No, he wouldn't. He go off on rant. I puffed myself up and put on a deep dad voice. Why don't you do a proper drawing of a teddy rather than this damn daft cartoon rubbish? Mom burst out laughing. Oh, stop it. Yes, that's exactly what say. Okay, we won't show him. So that's the end of chapter 8. A lot of reading, is it? So see you next time for chapter 9. Bye.